City had only scored 10 goals in 8 Premier League matches. Coming into their game against Burnley at the Etihad today, well, they added another 5 to that tally. In fact, in their last 4 meetings with Burnley at home, they have managed to win by 5-0. You could say, Janusz, that it's just the side they needed right now.
Yes, Kay. Yeah, there you go. That's our piece. We're going home right now. You've said it. You know this wasn't going to last with City scoring just 10 goals. There's just too much talent in there. I think we see it now in this league and many, many other leagues that things change very, very quickly because the games come thick and fast. The Champions League for Manchester City, maybe not the best to start, missing players. We've seen it everywhere. Not an excuse. Jurgen Klopp seems to be unhappy now. Pep Guardiola seemed to be in tandem talking with Jurgen Klopp all about that. But yes, Burnley was the team to play against. I think, as always, haves against have-nots. If you look at Burnley, you knew that the moment the first goal goes in, especially early, this was going to be an impassable task, right? The moment the second one went in rather early as well. Well, listen, there's so many games going on. I chose to go and walk my dog, you know what I mean? Because that was the time when you do it. So nothing surprising here. Things are going to start falling in place for the big teams because of that unbelievable talent. And I think you're going to see performances like we've seen from Riyad Mahrez, which, by the way, we've seen from time to time. I think the lineup will start shaking itself out a little bit. I think we're going to see the best players come to the forefront. And as I've said it before to you, I think last week, in the end, you're going to have Manchester City likely with Liverpool fighting out for the title.
Well, you mentioned the word unbelievable talent. What about Kevin De Bruyne? 20 goals he's been involved in 2020. And there are some that were saying that he's having a poor season this campaign.
Yeah, again, if he never scores another goal and, all you have to do is turn in and watch the assist because it's beautiful. And by the way, some of them, even one to the far post, I think it was for Ferland Mendy, it looks simple. He's wide open, but delivering that, no matter what, how good of a professional you are, people say, well, it's simple. That's what you're supposed to do. He takes pride in that, doesn't he? Those extra passes, the ones that you have to thread the needle or just changing the point of attack, pinging the ball, is just absolutely wonderful. I mean, he is a great talent. Last year, he was the best player in the Premier League. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the conversation, Kay, again this season, because this is how talented he is. And I love watching that. So there's no surprise whatsoever for me.
I'll tell you what has been a surprise, though, Janusz, this season. And obviously, there were 5 goals scored today. But that low number of goals scored by Manchester City, it's not something that we're used to seeing. Gabriel Jesus had a goal that wasn't allowed in this game. It would have been 6-0 had that stood. Should he be scoring more?
I think in general, you have to say he should, because remember, Manchester City at their best, he was the sort of player that was coming off the bench and he was great at it. Every time he came in for Kun Agüero, obviously he delivered. When you have a player like Kun Agüero, you start questioning yourself a little bit. And I think if you Gabriel Jesus, you say to yourself, well, I mean, for as long as he continues to score like this, I don't have a chance. Well, he's gotten his chances because the absences that we've seen from Kun Agüero for long periods of time was a great opportunity for him, right? And, is he an out-and-out goal scorer? We haven't seen it just yet. He's still relatively young. I almost wish that Pep Guardiola will find a way to keep them playing together somehow. Remember, because people are already forgetting about this, a couple years ago, Pep Guardiola felt that he wanted to have Gabriel Jesus playing over Agüero because he gives him more defensively. That seemed to kickstart or jumpstart Agüero because he started to work a little bit more and he continued to score, making it almost impossible for Pep to take him out of the lineup. That's the best way to go against a manager who's kind of thinking that maybe he should be replacing you with somebody like Gabriel Jesus. So he should be scoring more. I still think he's a great player, and we'll see. I'm really hoping that there's a way of playing them both together.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be that you're playing for Burnley right now, who've only scored 4 goals all season. They do look to be in trouble this time around, don't they?
Yes, but those are not the games that they're supposed to be winning. You gave me their record against Manchester City as of late. They knew that, of course. I think the win against Palace is what matters. It's week by week. You look over your shoulder, you see what Sheffield United are doing or not doing it, which is a bonus if you Burnley. You look at, Brighton picked up a point because I always felt, even though they play well, they're that type of thing. You don't imagine that Fulham are going to be winning many games this season. So, yeah, it does not look good. Look, Sean Dyche will look at it and says, if we finish ahead of the last three by a point, just like Villa did last season, my job is done once again. What he's done over the last few years was incredible, and I think it's about survival and staying up there for as long as possible.
Yeah, big win for Manchester City today, and in the Premier League they definitely needed it. 5-0 over Burnley.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.